Today we're reviewing...
Help save the solar system!
So this is Shayna Fine's first script, but she's been a long-time PAW Patrol team member as creative producer from 2019. She was then a big part of developing Rubble and Crew, and I think she's done this segment mostly to have a writing credit before going off to showrun some mermaid project. So I don't know how much is out of love and how much is taking advantage of a practical position while looking to move on from it. But at the very least, I expect her to have fairly deep show knowledge. Also, the title changed from A Solar System to the far more misleading The Solar System, which I don't love.
Just yelp for... Ooh, look! Another one!
Aw, a very sweet moment for these three. I dislike Sky's coloring, but I'm not gonna dwell on that here. This is a very cute, picture-perfect moment to end the segment on.
Pup treats? Yummy! Thanks, Rubble.
This is a sweet little Pups at Play scene with all six nicely involved. It relies on, Pups not being able to see things just because they're out of frame, but that's cartoon convention and it's fine. There was a humans-only opening, but things are divided up in a way that makes sure no pups seem sidelined and they all get things to do and lines to say. That said, none are showing much in the way of personality either.
They taste much meatier than usual.
That's probably a better pun than any he's had in his wipeouts this season. It was also animated in a very cute way. Rocky's huge overreaction, maybe not wholly warranted, but cute for sure.
Sky to Ryder, everyone up here is okay for now.
Sky looks great here, and the twilight lighting is just very nice in general. Why can't things always be this way?
It's rather rudimentary. Just rapidly rotate the rotor regulator to reduce our relative rise!
A lucid, luxurious, legitimately lengthy alliterative line I loudly laud as lovely. Aw, two precious boys getting scared. Though I'm sad to say Marshall's scared face isn't very cute this time. At least Rocky looks precious though. Hope someone comforts him.
Thanks, Rocky. Over here.
Oh, well, he certainly did get comforted. It's nice to see the pups get petted, and it doesn't happen enough, but something about it seems weird if there's no sound. At least, I think that's what felt weird about this particular example. It's right on the borderline since he's still running directly at a very visible telescope, but I appreciate they at least put in the effort to make him be distracted by avoiding the bowl as a reason to hit it.
Hey, check it out! I just saved the Earth!
That's a fun line, and it almost feels like they missed several tricks, not having more of them. On the other hand, if Francois could survive that, it almost feels like you might as well just let them crash and let them walk away with their indestructible bodies. But that's not really a point for the positives. That would belong more in the... Yes, of course this is what happens. It doesn't make sense, but it's no different from innumerable other things that have flown off in the show with similar disregard for physics and gravity. It's nothing disastrous, but it's just the kind of concept that immediately puts a segment on the big pile of mediocre by-the-numbers scripts that are easily forgotten.
I need you to find a way to get that remote.
This is a pretty terrible task for Sky, and she executes it super badly, in conjunction with the Turbots making dumb choices. Sky should be called, sure, since they need to fly, but Rocky really should have been included and charged with getting into the model Earth and using the remote.
I'm not going to get it.
Huh?
One of you are.
While I really like the look of this shot, this is such a weird way to put pressure on them, instead of calmly talking them through things. Also, that grammar is wrong, Sky. One of you is, not are. Singular.
A little bit lower, so I can reach the door.
Lowering.
Sky, what are you doing? This doesn't even come across like a gag we can make allowances for, though that's pretty clearly what they're going for. It mostly comes across like Sky's teasing him, but given this leads to more gondolas getting dislodged and nearly killing people, Sky needs a stern reprimand for this one. I'm not convinced that did anything. This thing is full of air and would float at least for a while, and if it doesn't, that's not going to change because a tiny life buoy is under it.
But the solar system is headed for City Hall!
It comes across as sloppy when this thing took off from City Hall and is now returning there. And the mayor's lines don't reflect that she expected to see it right outside. It would be fine if it did a big circle and ended up back where it started, but the lack of any kind of acknowledgement of that makes it seem very likely it was an oversight, and they're hoping nobody notices.
You let go! See, that's why Daddy always says use your words, not your hands.
While this is a nice character moment for new dad, Farmer Al, and Yukiko is cute and not too Coco-Melony today, it's a bit of a weird thing to tell a pre-verbal baby who isn't capable of using her words. Also, squabbling turbot are the least welcome turbot in any given episode. Is using Rocky as a stool necessary? Given that's a telescope with telescoping legs, appropriately enough, and can be lowered for Rubble's use, this seems less like a cute interaction and more like being rude.
Age before beauty, Francois.
But we are the same age!
You are? To the day? In my experience, cousins close in age are keenly aware who's older, and might use this line jokingly even when only a few weeks apart in age. It comes across more like Fine thinks that these two are twins, rather than cousins. Plus, the argument is really stupid, since only one of them actually knows how to operate the remote. And of course, that's not who goes. Here also, I feel like Fine just doesn't know that Francois is a daredevil who enjoys doing acrobatics on a high wire.
Great job, Chase!
I get that they're going for a character moment, but that's a weird way to react.
It's time! It's time!
Chase also gets petted like Rocky does, and that's nice, but yeesh, it feels kind of bad you only took two of them. I'm not one who complains every single time Zuma or Rocky don't show up in a piece of merch, and yeah, it gets old having it pointed out every single time. But here, you could at least have had all the pups with Rocky rushing to join them, or had the others in one of the other planets. Here, it actively seems mean-spirited to leave the others out. Pups Save the Solar System is back to the Season 13 default of solid but not great, and that remains a better place to be than just plain bad. This longtime team member only just penning a script after 5-ish years as part of PAW's production staff didn't make something that seemed fresh or like a love letter to the show, but it did have some nice small elements and avoided all the big pitfalls of the season like leaving Pups out or leaning on Humdinger. It was still an out-of-control gadget segment though, light on personality for the pups, and with a lot of dubious moments. Overall, 6.5 out of 10. Not a great premise, with a title always destined to lead to bathos, and quite a lot of undercooked elements on the way. But enough cuteness and pup inclusion to avoid a low score. Alright, let me know what you guys thought of this new episode too. Click here to see the review of the segment before this, or to see the pups defying gravity in a different way, why not check out my fan animation right here. Come back for the B segment of this episode tomorrow, and I will see you guys again next time.